Today's topic is gonna be a super fucking just hard hitting topic. It is gonna be something that causes people so much fear, uncertainty, and doubt in themselves that it actually stops them from fully expressing who they are. It keeps them stuck in one place without progression and a gnawing feeling at them in their conscience that tells them that they should pursue being themselves. And after a while, when they don't, they get stuck in the habit of living by this. And it is the fear of rejection. And sometimes it can be caused by getting actual rejection for real in your real life. You come out, you are who you want to be, and then next thing you know, you're fucking just shut down or you're shunned, and you never ever thought that this would happen because a lot of people try to play it safe in this area. So I want to bring you back to when I was super young. I was 8 years old and I started going to court against my mom with my dad so that I could live with him because I wanted him to have full custody of me and I no longer wanted to live with her. There was a super abusive situation going on and I didn't want to be part of it anymore. I wanted out. And so I told my dad and he came just to fucking back me up. It was ridiculous. My dad's always been my hero. And my mom, when she found out that it looked like it was going to be a losing battle for her, she said, well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. I was like, what do you mean I can't have my cake and eat it too? Like, the fuck? And she said, if I was to choose my dad and to go live with him, that it would be just him. That's it. She did not want to be in my life anymore. I was so shook. I remember the day. It was like at the start of winter. We were standing in a walking trail in between our two houses because my dad lived pretty close to my mom, which I thought was sick. And I was standing there with my dog. And she told me that. She's like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's either you have your father in your life and just your father, or you have me. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, fuck, this seems like a no-brainer, but I wasn't expecting that response from you. And it was just fucking crazy. At the age of 13, you think that your mom is always gonna be around for you, you know what I mean? Oh, well, it's your mother. You know, like you think that that's some kind of like lifetime bond or guarantee. But there's no fucking guarantee on anything. So I was expressing myself by telling her that I didn't want to fucking live there anymore. It was a ridiculously negative situation. There's yelling and screaming and fights and arguments and abuse, just straight up mental, emotional, physical abuse in the house. And she was shook why I wanted to leave. I was like, the fuck? And I came out and I was like, you know what? This is how I feel. And this is what I think. And I don't want to be here anymore. And I got rejected by my own mother. I thought that this was the worst fucking thing. I was like, why is this happening to me? What's going on in my life? And there was so much fucking pain from this. It's ridiculous. Fucking 13 years old. Man, I'm going into high school. I'm going into adolescence. I don't even fucking understand. I'm rejected by my own mother. Man, I think I'm shit on this earth. Like, fuck, I fucked up hard. So, anyways, it brought me so many life lessons that I never ever fucking thought. This was such a blessing in disguise. After my mom rejected me, I realized that my dad would never leave my side. Some people are seasonal people in your life and they're just gonna leave after, whatever. And there's like some kind of order to be filled in your life. And for my mom, that was the order. And she filled the order and then she pieced. And then my dad, I realized that this isn't a seasonal guy. This guy is like, he's a lifer. So there's gonna be a few people that you have in your life that are there forever and ever and ever. And these are like the friggin' OGs. These are gonna be the awesome people. And that's why they say in your pursuit to success, your circle is gonna get super small because you're looking for these OGs. You don't want any fucking seasonal people because they're just gonna come in and try to fuck your shit, which is no fun. But when I was going down the path of life afterwards, I realized that this fear of rejection had kind of left because I was like, well, you know, I don't really need you in my life. I've got my dad. And I know that my dad is always going to support me for being myself and chasing my dreams and going after my goals. And really, that's all that I need. And then afterwards, I saw this whole situation come full circle again. And it was in my relationship life. For me, I'm such a stubborn motherfucker that I'm like, well, this seems to be a pretty shitty situation, but I'm not gonna give in first. It's like a staring contest. I don't know, I'm just so committed. I'm like, this is what I committed to, you know? I'm not throwing in the towel first. But I saw the fear of rejection come back, and it was like, fuck, I am so scared of this. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be myself. And if this man loves me, he's gonna love me for me. And if he hates me, good, because he's gonna hate me for me. And in the back of my mind, I was like, and you're always gonna fucking have your dad. And sure enough, this guy just woke up one morning and he was like, you know what? I'm peacing out. And I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah. Peace out. And of course it hurt. Of course I went through all of these emotions all over again. But you know what? I played all out. And I don't think that you can ever hit a goal 100% of the time, but there is a progression, and I'm progressively getting to a more pure form of myself and self-expression and realizing who I am, realizing what my goals are, and chasing them. And I feel like that is where the ultimate bliss comes in. And every single time that I've had someone walk out of my life because I was being me and they didn't like me, I learned amazing lessons from it of self-reliance, self-confidence, my inner ability and my inner power. When you are able to walk alone on this planet and literally have this fucking confidence, like just pure fucking confidence, that I don't need a goddamn person. I don't need anyone else. It puts me in such a fucking position to literally choose if I want you in my life or not. Because before I had people in my life because they were bringing me something of value that otherwise I couldn't supply, you know, like my mom. Fuck, I was like sucking on her tits when I was a baby. I was like, fuck, I need you, girl, you know, like you're giving me life. But now that I've become the source of everything that I seek, I actually understand that even in a relationship, if you lose that person, like if you lose your mom, you lose a provider. Okay, great. Now you've got to figure out how to provide on your own. And then if you lose love in a romantic relationship, okay, cool. Now you've got to learn how to love yourself and you've got to learn to cultivate that relationship within. So each person in your life, before you're able to walk the path on your own and confidently tell you, like I'm telling you right now, that you don't need anyone, these people are bringing you something that you need in your life that otherwise, without that connection, you wouldn't have that necessity, which is not a healthy foundation to have a relationship on. Because if you need that person, it creates grounds for possible resentment, which is never a striving characteristic of any relationship that I've ever admired in my life. But once you realize that you can just fuck with people based on how they make you feel, how the energy is, and what you're able to create with that person, and it's not because you need it, but because you want it, That is completely different. So you need to become the source of what you seek. And by doing so, you're gonna outgrow people. Yeah, it's scary, but you're gonna fucking learn so many valuable lessons by going on a hero's journey, by learning about yourself, and as scary as it might seem, being rejected. Because it's gonna happen. People are gonna look at you, and if you stand for something, they might not like what you stand for. But that's fine, because at least you stand for something. You can either do that or you can stand for nothing and everyone will accept you, because you don't bite. You don't stand for anything. You don't have any purpose. You don't have any goal. You don't have any mission. And there's nothing that you're consistently working towards. So of course you're going to be able to have a big circle of friends. Of course you're going to be able to avoid the pain of rejection, but you can never avoid the pain of not pursuing your full potential, standing for something, having a purpose, and being fucking relentless